Welcome back to the channel. I'm Colin and today I'll be reviewing the Dunu Kima 2. The Kima 2 is a single dynamic driver IEM that retails for $120. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. Let's talk about the unboxing experience. The Kima 2 will give you a very different unboxing experience with its packaging and amazing range of accessories. It comes with a box illustrated with an anime girl. Personally, that's not my thing, but you'll see this theme throughout the unboxing experience. Inside, the first thing we see is this acrylic sign with the anime girl on the box. It comes with two pieces and you can put them together and stand it up, but the fit is really tight though. That aside, we can see the IEMs themselves. Underneath that, we have a white colored zipper case. Inside we have ear tips, cable, and a mesh pouch. The Kima 2 comes with a lot of ear tips. It comes with 4 different types with a total of 12 pairs. My favorite are the S&S Stage and Studio tips. They are soft and grippy and also isolates pretty well. Kudos to Dunu for providing so many tips to choose from. My favorite accessory is this mesh pouch. It is divided into 2 compartments to prevent the IEMs from scratching each other. I think Campfire Audio made these little pouches first. I have a few of them myself. Glad to see Dunu making them and including it with their IEMs. Now let's talk about the build quality. The Kima 2 has an outer shell that's made of stainless steel. It has an angular design on the faceplate, but inside it's very nicely rounded. It fits very well inside my ears, and the shell itself feels nice to the touch. There are 2 vents on the inside of the Kima, one in front of the driver and a larger one behind the driver. The nozzle is in a gold color. The size seems pretty typical and doesn't sit too deep in your ears. Although the Kima 2 fits very well, its isolation isn't very good due to the vents inside. I wouldn't recommend the Kima 2 for daily commutes on trains or buses. However, for moderately noisy environments, I think they're still okay. The cable of the Kima 2 really stands out from its competition. It uses a 2-pin connector. The cable has a modular design, and the Kima 2 comes with a 3.5mm jack and a 4.4 balance jack. The lower part of the cable is wrapped with a really nice cable jacket. The cable has 4 conductors inside, being a mix of monocrystalline copper and silver-plated monocrystalline copper. However, I have some minor complaints with the jacket part of the cable. It's a bit stiff and it does produce some microphonics when it's rubbing against my clothes. And here are the specs of the Kima 2. Now let's talk about how it sounds. The Kima 2 is a relatively neutral IEM that has a lively upper mid-range and treble region. It's a smooth and full-sounding IEM in the bass and mid-range. The bass has good quality and punch to it, despite not having a lot of bass quantity. The bass has a quick attack and a relatively slow decay, which gives the Kima 2 a sense of warmth when listening to it. The bass here is more about the texture and speed than bass slam and quantity. It's well presented and revealing. The mid-range has an upfront, forward presentation to it. Vocals have a nice sense of air. If you're someone that likes the sensation of vocals floating in the air in audiophile recordings, the Kima 2 is one of those that can provide that feeling. If you like to listen a lot of vocal albums like music from Norah Jones, Diana Krall, I think you'll enjoy the Kima 2. I think it does better in female vocals than male vocals. It's also quite detailed in the upper mid-range, so naturally you hear a lot of details in the vocals. But if you're someone that is sensitive to brighter mid-range, or someone looking for a more laid-back set, this might feel a bit fatiguing to you. The treble region of the Kima 2 is on the bright side, especially when you compare it to dynamic driver IEMs around this price point. The treble has a great sense of air and has good detail retrieval compared to its competitors. Although being quite detailed in the treble, it's still able to deliver the treble in a smooth and natural presentation. The soundstage is impressively wide at its price range. It has a great sense of width. Imaging and separation is just okay, on par with what you would usually get at this price point. It's quite enjoyable listening to soundtracks or watch movies with the Kima 2, thanks to the width it provides. I've tried the Kima 2 on multiple sources and headphone amps, including the Atom 2 Stack, iBasso DC Elite, and DX340, my MacBook Pro, and even the dongle that the Meze Elba comes with. They all sounded alright with the Kima 2. The Kima 2 does scale a little bit with higher power sources, but works well with weaker sources too. Now on to the comparisons. Although the Zephyr has one dynamic driver and one BA, the Zephyr and the Kima 2 are really similar IEMs in terms of tuning. It shows in the frequency response, and the sounds that way too. Comparing the two IEMs, I feel that the Kima 2 has slightly more detail in the upper mid-range and has a slightly wider stage. On the other hand, the Zephyr has slightly better imaging and slightly better resolution and clarity in the treble. I would say that they are 85% the same in terms of overall tonality, with the Kima 2 being about $40 cheaper than the Zephyr. I think the Kima 2 represents very good value for its price. It also includes more accessories than the Zephyr too. The Meze Elba and the Kima 2 are both single dynamic driver IEMs. However, the tuning is quite different. The Meze Elba has more bass quantity, an elevated bass shelf in the measurements, while the Kima 2 has better bass quality and texture in my experience. The mid-range and vocals are also a lot more forward than the Elba, and is also more detailed as well. However, the Kima 2 lacks the smoothness and warmth of the Elba, and may be more fatiguing to listen to. These two IEMs are similar in price and driver layout, but very different sounding, one being slightly bright and technical, and the other being warm and laid back. The Kima 2 is for someone looking for a neutral IEM, detailed and technical for its price point. However, it's not for someone looking for an IEM with good passive isolation, not for bass heads, and not for someone who cannot tolerate a slightly bright sound signature. In general, the Kima 2 is a very capable and versatile single dynamic driver IEM at this price point. It has an impressive soundstage width, with great detail retrieval in the bass and upper mid-range region. Works well with a wide range of music and genres. My only complaints of the Kima 2 are only the poor isolation and microphonics caused by the cable jacket. If you can overlook these cons, I'd recommend you give the Kima 2 a try. It's a technically great IEM for the price, has good neutrality, and it provides great value in terms of accessory it comes with too. So this is the end of my review of the Dunu Kima 2. Let me know if you have any questions about it in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer them. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.